I thought, possibly the best, defense we played, just of the season in terms of they're a handful around the basket with Jones, and they got guys that can shoot and playmakers. So they have a really good team. Kyle Smith's done a phenomenal job there, with Washington State, and it's one of the great stories this year in college basketball, what they've been able to do. So you can see why they've had the success they've had. But our defense was up to the challenge tonight, and really I thought we stepped up in that regard. Some holding them to 3 of 18 from the three, making shots for Jones as difficult as possible. Tough guard, tough guy to match up with for us. And then we had big blocks like down the stretch. Sean had one, Zoe had one. Big rebounds at timely moments, defensive rebounds. So across the board, that end of the floor was great. One of the best things I saw tonight was Lonzo Gaffney missing a layup, and then not and continuing to play and fight. And I think that symbolized why we were good tonight, because he didn't give up on the play, and he took the ball away from them and then went and laid the ball in. So that was like a key moment. Some other guys, Bryant in the first half particularly was very good off the bench. So that we got a really good lift from both Lonzo Gaffney and Bryant Selebangue. Adam Miller's threes were big. We need guys to make big shots at timely moments, and he was able to do that. And we made, majority of our free throws. So we did a lot of things you have to do to beat a team that's very deservingly a top 25 team and on top of the standings in the Pac-12.
Coach, you said after the game the other night you kind of weren't sure where your team's psyche was going to be. Bad first half, came back and fought. It looked like right out of the box they were focused and they were intense and they were doing all the things you wanted them to do.
Yeah, it gets back to our defense. If we're guarding with purpose and energy and we're in the right spots and we're flying around and getting deflections, then we could be pretty dynamic getting out in the open court, and it leads to our offense. And they had 4 points for a long time. We really, I thought, started the game and really sat down and defended them well.
Did you have a conversation with Zoe at half about anything? He struggled in the first half, no points, came in the second half.
Actually, when I was in the locker room reviewing the stat sheet, I thought it was like one of the best 0-point halves that I've seen. Because he had a couple of assists, he had a steal. He was forcing Jones away from the basket to even make catches. He was getting deflections. So he was putting the heat on defensively. He was engaged, and so I thought for a guy that didn't make a shot or score, he had a really good half.
You got the ball around the rim at time in the game, even in the half court. What do you think enabled just the mindset or just the ability to do that?
They're difficult because they show zone and then they end up matching up. So we went with some of our motion, wanted to get the ball to Jose a lot in the high post and the elbow areas. That seemed to work nicely for us. We wanted to get them in some ball screen, and even Jemiah at halftime, to me, said he hasn't remembered seeing these type of gaps to drive into. So I think our spacing was pretty good, and that enabled our guards to be able to get downhill some.
I know you're talking about the defense, but when Alonzo and Bryant are playing like that, even when they made their runs, it just felt like, did you feel that the defensive energy from those two just kind of pushed the team forward?
Bryant, he got us. He generated some second chance opportunities for us, which was great. He was able to get a couple putbacks, and the same thing with Zoe. Both those guys, just had a lot of energy. Their motors were great tonight, and everybody really stepped up. There wasn't a guy out there that I put in the game that wasn't a contributor tonight.
After a loss like Washington, or just losses in general, sometimes there's a hangover into the next game, but it didn't seem like there was anything like that tonight. What was different?
Well, I mean, we didn't do much physically on Friday. We talked a lot again about just the first half and how we put ourselves in that situation, and to try and do the best we can to avoid doing that moving forward. We talked about just how good the second unit was in the Washington game, how they came in, and could we bring that type of energy to the floor for 40 minutes. There wasn't a lot of time to pick up the pieces on a tough loss like that, but but they had the right look about them, especially early in the game. That you could tell that they were very engaged.
How much of an emotional roller coaster has it been over the last 48 hours as a coach?
I mean, we didn't deserve to win on Thursday, but we could have. So it hurts when it's right in front of you, and like you could really steal a game like that. But so you're not like overly crushed. I mean, I was more disappointed by how we played like the first 21 minutes and 30 seconds of the Washington game, and it was about discussing how to avoid that and then moving on.
Coach, what can you speak on Frankie Collins? He somewhat took a lot of the blame for not being able to finish the game against Washington, but came out today and had an outstanding game. What can you speak on Frankie?
Yeah, Frankie thought he was terrific at both ends. It's kind of a matchup. He likes the challenge of playing some of the better point guards in the league, and so that certainly I think motivated him. But he played strong and made plays out there, and had a usual game that you could kind of count on from him. But I just think overall, if we're going to have success the rest of the way, we're not going to do it with one guy. It's going to be, any time that we seem to win, there's 5 guys in double figures. We need that type of production, and again, the box score shows that tonight. We had 4 guys in doubles, a couple of guys with 9 points. So when we have that many guys playing well at that end of the floor, it really gets everyone energized. I think we played better at both ends.
How about the crowd? I mean,
I was going to talk about the crowd. It was unbelievable because crowd is, every reason, because we didn't get the job done on Thursday, and obviously even the Arizona game led to start saying, you know what, it's nice out today, it's sunny, I'm going to go for a hike, I'm going to go play golf, I'm going to go get an early dinner, or whatever you say, on a Saturday. But they chose to support our guys. I thought the students were outstanding, their turnout. So very pleased that the crowd was behind us and hoping, for a lot of gold in the arena on Wednesday night.
Jose, we just heard from Coach about the atmosphere. How did you feel the last 2 nights, really, after a bad loss to Arizona, coming in and fans kind of sticking with this team and really coming out tonight?
It's impressive to see the fans coming out, It's about when you get hot for me. Been in college for like 7 years now, so. Did it at Gardner-Webb at a 1-bid league, so we're in the same position where we just got to win either 3 games in 3 days, and it's possible because anything is possible once you get hot.
what enabled you guys to play so well today?
The defeat against Washington, I felt like we should have won that game, but some miscues, and then Arizona was probably one of the worst losses of my college career, so that was a little embarrassment for me because I like winning a lot, and it's just not happening. But we still got some games left, and we still can make it happen.
Is part of this just like a pride sort of a check that you guys need to respond to kind of what's happening?
Yeah, for sure. We got to go out with pride. Our pride got to get in the way. I just feel like we win out, get the best seed possible, and see where standings and who we match up well with. It's all about matchups in March.
Jose, after that really good second half against Washington, you talked about playing with pride. What was the focus like in the locker room coming into today's game? Because you guys came out of the gate pretty strong.
It was real focused. Coach told us we got to be the good eggs. You guys don't know what that means, but once y'all put that out there, I think the whole team were good. We were a bunch of good eggs today.
You guys got the ball around the rim a ton in this game. What were the factors that enabled that?
Just being aggressive. Washington played zone against us, but they had Mia down there, and I feel like just Washington State didn't have enough people that altered the shots. So we were able to get down there, and we also was able to spread them out because we hit 6 threes as well. So we were 6 for 14 from 3.
What did you think of Bryant's overnight?
Brian's been playing really good the last 2 or 3 games for real. He's played really hard. He does his job, doesn't really need the ball, but he's going to go out there and do all the dirty work. He's like a Dennis Rodman.
It seemed like it was balanced scoring, balance and rebounding. And it seemed like you guys did a much better job of moving the ball, making passes, and playing more connected, I guess, if that's the word.
Yeah, I feel like we do go on stretches where, it just doesn't go our way and the shots don't fall and look like we're playing selfish. but we are playing together, you know, and we're making the right plays. This game, we did it the majority, 80% of the time, and now it's just about doing it against Arizona because I haven't played here yet, but I heard it's going to be electric.
When you get the ball kind of at the top of the key, you know, just that area, kind of talk about your mindset and your confidence going into that situation.
It's not confidence, it's being able to read the defense, just taking what the defense gives you. I feel like if I have a one-on-one matchup, it's a nightmare. But if you bring two, I'm probably going to dice you up, be able to find some shooters. It just depends if our team is making shots, if I'm making shots. And just depends on the opponent as well.
When you talk about, obviously, rebounds, but obviously playing on the 35, I know Coach has been talking about defense all year, but when you guys have that energy, rebounding, everybody's crashing the boards, how much of an advantage do you feel that gives you guys?
It gives it as an advantage because I feel like we're really difficult to guard on offense when we're hitting shots and we go small. And I could play the 4, or Jemiah goes at the 4, and then we got Zoe at the 5, and he's knocking down the pick and pop 3. It's impossible to guard us at that level when we're knocking out shots. And I feel like that's where we're getting right now.
Jose, you mentioned Wednesday coming up, and obviously y'all had a tough loss to Arizona, but now just beating the team that beat them on Thursday, how does that mentally prepare you and as a team?
It's just college basketball. It happens. They went in there and beat them. It's a tough place to play in Arizona. Their fans are brutal. They say a lot of weird things, but they got to come in here now and try to get one.
Team shot 11 free throws tonight, and you shot 8. Talk about the effect of your free throws. Is what you're going for around 8 free throws? Is it more? Is that a high number?
I feel like I should be getting it more, but these refs, man, I don't know what's going on there, but I'm getting there enough. Shot 8. I shot 10 versus Washington. I missed 5 brutal ones, but just that's one of my fortes to get me going, getting to the free throw line, being able to see the ball go in, seeing easy ones, and then being able to stretch it out to the 3. I just haven't taken a lot of them. Don't need to.
How much of this is a big confidence boost for you guys to beat a nationally ranked team? I mean, especially after the last couple of games.
Yeah, you don't get many opportunities to be a nationally ranked team, like a top 25 team. So they're still going to be in the top 25 coming up Monday because they beat Arizona. So, but it's a good win for us. Now, got Arizona, then we go to the LA trip, get those 2, and then it's time to play ball. It's when I go home time.
Do any feelings change knowing that you just beat a team that beat Arizona?
For me or for the
For
team?
the team and for you.
For me, it's a little different just because I go next game mentality. It just depends on who we playing. For the team, it's definitely gives them a confidence boost because they see what we can do against top national ranked people.
All right. You get any more offensive rebounds on the way in here?
Yeah, I got 2 on the way here.
What do you think about the game?
Great game. You know, you can't complain when you beat a ranked team. And yeah, it was a great game. We knew what it was coming into the game, and we prepared. We needed this one. Lost last home game. Need to bounce back, get ready for Wednesday.
Stop. Oh, go ahead.
Coach, kind of challenged you guys after that last game, and especially the way the first half went. Can you kind of talk about the team's response, especially given that you guys seemed to come out with some spark, like right from the jump, you guys seemed like you were ready to go?
Yeah, Coach been talking about that a lot. The first 4 minutes of each half, making sure we come out early, coming out with energy, and that's something that we've been capitalizing more. Certain lineups, what works more, certain rotations, and this is something we've been figuring out over time, and it's been paying off.
Brian, after Washington and having a really good second half overtime, how was the energy coming into the locker room today? You talked about what Bobby Hurley was saying, but obviously as a team, what were you guys feeling going into the game?
We knew that we needed it. Final stretch, Pac-12 tournament coming up. We want to finish off running. So we knew that we needed this game, and we got to protect the home crib, like I mentioned earlier. These last 2 home games, we needed it, and we all told each other that, hey, we got to do whatever it takes to get this win.
You mentioned the Pac-12 tournament. Jose was just in here talking about how a deep run in the postseason is not out of the question for this group. What about this team makes you think that you can still turn this thing around and make a run to the NCAA tournament?
We got the right pieces. We've seen a lot of teams. There's no team in the tournament that we think in the Pac-12 we think we can't beat. We have a lot of guys that can show up, and like you mentioned earlier, we know we can make a run. We know what each team brings. We know the scout. We know how to play teams. It all depends on us. How we come out, how we play, how much energy we're willing to instill that day, and I believe we can make it far as well.
Brian, you just missed a single shot tonight. You had 7 rebounds. You were kind of the spark in the first half. What did you think about your personal play?
Same mindset as I do every game, making sure when I come in, instant energy. And I always tell myself, something that gets going is the offensive rebound. Try to just track it. I had a fan come up to me after the game. He's like, what do you do? What are some of your tactics? And I just told him, like, I just try to time it and just try to evade guys, try to be as agile as possible. And I know that's going to bring a spark to the team. Get an offensive rebound, kick out, or just go and score. And that's something that I do. That's my job. That's what I signed up for.
And sometimes, you're known as the energy guy sometimes, and you see that when you are the spark. How important is that in a game coming up like Arizona?
Very important, man. Very important. Those guys are really good, man. We know second time around, we know what it's going to take, and I believe we got what it takes. We just got to all put it in together. We just got to believe. That's all. We always tell each other that. Just believe. We told ourselves that all the way throughout this game. Just got to believe, and we can get it done.
How much belief do you guys have after tonight's win? Obviously, after that they ended up beating Washington or Arizona.
It's a lot, man. We needed a spark. We needed a spark. Beating a ranked team, that's something that we definitely needed. And coming this Saturday, this Wednesday, we know we got 2 days to prepare. It's gonna be a big time week, and we got to finish off the conference right.
Brian, you're new still to like ASU at the first season. What have you heard about the rivalry here at home in Tempe, and what to look forward to in this game second time around, like you said?
They gave us a big speech in the beginning of the year to all the athletes, and it really put me in perspective on how this rivalry started, where it originated from. And I'm a competitor, so if I'm coming into ASU, if I come in here to ASU, I'm here to defend ASU pride, and I'm gonna do whatever it takes. They're not gonna come in here and step on us or whatever. We're gonna hold our ground now. This is our home. We're gonna protect it.
Ball is a big weapon for Arizona, and there's going to be matchups with just you and him. How much is it effort? Is it technique? Like, what is it for you?
So what I've noticed so far in high major basketball, that it's not always about my mindset attacking games before this was I'm going to try to out athletic you or just try to out muscle you to a spot. With a guy like Ballo, you got to play with your head. You got to play with skills, angles. Try to get him off his feet. Since I'm shorter than him, he thinks he's gonna try to block everything. So I gotta play off my pivots, play off my pump fakes and everything, and just be active around the rim. Just give him trouble. Last time we played them, he's a big guy, but like I said, I'm a smaller big, so I can use that to advantage. Being able to box out, digging out their legs, all these things that add up to the game to get that win.
What did you think of the crowd tonight?
Crowd was good. We always have a good crowd. Never complain about the crowd. Always support. Love the crowd, man. Especially when you win, seeing all those kids, all those smiles at the game. That's what I really do it for, man. It's that energy. I feed off that energy. I feed off everyone's energy. I give energy and I also take energy. So that's something that I love.
It seemed like you guys, whenever they made a run, you guys were able to answer with a run. It didn't seem like you had any of those big droughts that you guys have kind of had at points this year.
The ranking doesn't matter. We know what we got. We got all the players we need. We got all the pieces we need. I love this team, man. When we really put it together, we're unstoppable. So ranking doesn't matter. We're gonna go out there. We're gonna fight to the end.